Hello everybody and welcome to Retro Ratchet. So today we're at a classic car auction up in Perth at Errol Airfield. This is the second Morris Leslie car auction that we've attended. So we're going to do a walk around of what I think are the highlights of the auction, see what they sell for, and I guess maybe put in a cheeky bid if there's anything that we really like. And here we have a 1985 SD1 that's been pushed in, so that's pretty out of character for a Rover. We'll try and get a wee look around it before it goes in. I think this is a Van den Pla, this one. Yeah, it's Van den Pla EFI. Cloth interior. Automatic gearbox. Paintwork's pretty bad on this one, to be fair. It's turning over. There's something strange on the roof of this one. Looks like it's had some kind of vinyl attached to the roof. I don't think it's going to want to start this one. Definitely looks like a wee bit of a project, although it is reasonably solid. Arches and things. Hey, there's a good advert for an SD1. Let's get a good wee look at this SD1 now. Arch looks reasonably solid and original, as do the sills. Let's have a wee look inside. A bit of damage on the driver's seat there. A lovely dash top and steering wheel. Possibly not my taste though. It's fitted with aircon, that one. I'm entirely sure what's been going on with the roof on this one. I think there's quite a bit of paintwork being done on the roof, and this has obviously been put right down the centre, this vinyl. But yeah, they really don't suit vinyl on these. Definitely in need of a full respray. And this arch again looks reasonably solid, a wee bit of surface rust on it, which isn't too bad. And the sill's also alright on it. It's just paintwork. Paintwork and more paintwork. Stuff like that, and like there's a hole in there, seeing that bit. I did notice when they opened the door, I didn't even need to open the door right along there, there's tons of holes. So that's going to take a wee bit of work rectifying that. Right, here we have quite a rare one, a Mark III Golf GTI, which in itself isn't that rare, but this looks like it's a Colour Concepts one. Yeah, check that out. How rare is that? So inside, look at this interior, I don't know if that is original, but very 90s. You've got the gear knob, handbrake, white dials. It does look in really good nick, to be fair. I do quite like these Mark IIIs actually, they are really growing on me. I think this will probably just be an 8-valve, this one. One former keeper as well, apparently. 1997 on a P. Yeah, it's super condition. Take a wee look around this side. 77,000 miles on it. I know, this has caught my eye. An S600. It's got an appropriate number plate for that as well. Now, I had a wee spy at this one earlier. The interior is stunning in this. So, V12, 6 litre. Check all of this out. So long wheelbase as well. Tons of space in the back, and this thing's going to be packed full of kit. Original alloys, but absolute beast of a car, this one. It's rare to see them in this condition. They do usually rust pretty badly. But yeah, check that out. It's huge as well. Bodywork is pretty mint on it too. Not a spot of rust anywhere on the arches. Right, here we have a nice Sapphire Cossie, 4x4, red block engine in it, this one. So what have we got here? 59,000 miles, one owner, so that'll be interesting, assuming that's going to make decent money. Looks like it has had a wee bit of archwork in the past, you can see a bit of bubble in there. Cloth interior in this one. Actually in pretty good condition. Yeah, showing 59,000 miles, that one. I'd absolutely love one of these though. Definitely in the bucket list to get one at some point. Right, so this looks interesting. Austin 1800 on a K plate. So we've got 1971, 98,000 miles on the clock. It did say this car spent some time in Northern Ireland. So if we look at the bodywork, it doesn't look too bad actually. It looks pretty solid around the arches and the sills. I've always fancied one of these though. It looks got a little strip speedometer in there as well. A couple of extra gauges. A skinny little steering wheel. Vinyl seats in here. Tons of space in these. Looks like those door pulls are straight off a Maxi, which I owned at one point, which I'm actually admitting to. It's actually a pretty solid example. Yeah, it needs a wee bit of paint work here and there, but yeah, pretty solid. Look at that Austin 1800 Mark II. The chrome trim on the tailpipe. We have some Radiomobile speakers, although I reckon they're probably more 80s rather than 70s. Passenger side I think needs a wee bit more work than the driver's. That door's splayed out there, that rear door. Can't really see it very well, but in person it's about 10 mil out. Arch again isn't too bad. It's original hubcaps as well. But apart from that door, it's a very, very straight car. I keep threatening to add an old Volvo into the retro ratchet fleet. So this one here, 940 Classic. So on an R plate. It's got some kind of roof rack system on it as well. That's what these were used for, carrying loads, weren't they? Looks a well used example, this one. How many miles? Definitely have huge miles. Well, it says 93,000. Possibly genuine, I guess. Looks like it'll probably be a 2 litre, this one. I mean, it's not too bad condition actually. Yeah, it's covered in scratches and things, but there's not actually too much rust or dents on it. Manual gearbox. I mean, these seats look super comfy. Yeah, it is showing 93,000. But yeah, I do like these. Sooner or later, we are going to definitely have to add one in. Great in the back there. Look, we also have a fire extinguisher hanging on there. And check out the size of the boot in that. Massive. And rear arches are pretty solid as well. Obscure styled alloy wheels in this one. So it'll be interesting to see what this goes for. Right, any love for an ep3? Well, yeah, I actually quite fancy one as my next track car. So this one, early one on a 53. Says it's got 96,000 miles on the clock and 2 former keepers. It's actually pretty tidy. It's been well polished up, a couple of wee dents in the door. Wee bit of corrosion around there on that back arch. But these do start to rust quite badly now. I mean, can't really see underneath it properly. A wee bit going on down there, a wee bit corrosion. Let's have a wee look inside this one. Yeah, I love these. Proper nice seats in these. Type R logos on them. The dash and stuff's a little bit basic, but I guess you don't buy these for luxury, do you? And then in the back. So I mean, it is in pretty decent condition, you know. Pretty decent there as well. Got the twin tailpipes on it. Round the driver's side, same. Very little rust, couple of little dents on the doors. Looks like a reasonably honest example, this one. Right, so I've spotted this little Clio here on an M plate. This one's a 1.4 RT automatic. Looks very original. A few wee marks around it, which is to be expected, but a wee bit blistering on that arch, but it does look pretty solid for one of these, and you hardly ever see these now. Yeah, 37,579 miles, 1 former keeper. So that's a pretty rare find, that one. On an M, so what's that, probably a 94? Driver's side doesn't look as good as the passenger side. So a wee bit of work would be needed on that arch, I would say. Probably need to cut that arch out. Let's have a wee look inside, see what it's like inside. Yeah, this one looks pretty decent. Pretty original interior there. Automatic gearbox, well I don't know how well that would suit the car. Typical early 90s Renault dashboard there. The door trim needs a wee bit of work in it as well, I think. Right. So here we have a rare one, Mazda xedos 9. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but these are super rare. I've never actually seen one in the flesh. So it's like, I guess, Honda Legend size. It's in pretty good nick, this one though, 37,000 miles. And the reserve, or not the reserve, the estimate on this one is pretty low. It was around about 1,700 to 2 grand from memory. Let's have a wee look round the driver's side of it. Pretty mint round here as well. To be honest, I can't see any rust on it. Arches are pretty mint. It's like an original set of wheels on these. What are these? 17-inch wheels. They actually look smaller than 17s. Take a wee look inside. Automatic as you'd expect. 33,000 miles. Still smells like new actually, which is surprising. But yeah, light grey leather seats in this one. Driver's side one's pretty worn. They've gone pretty dry. They could probably do with being conditioned, but period radio cassette in there, aircon, all electrics. It's a really nice car actually. And then having a wee look in the back, not as much space as I would have expected, but it's like new in here to be fair. What a great example though. And there we go, there's our front view. R plate on a 97. But yeah, I mean that would be one I would buy. You know, the condition and the rarity, that would fit pretty well. So what do we have here? Just looks like a standard Merc estate, but it actually isn't. This is a C43, this one. Sport trim on it. These all came in automatic, these. I think they're about 270, 280 horsepower as standard. So 4.3 V8. have a wee look inside. Black leather interior. Original Mercedes music system in there. Interesting seat adjustments. I've never actually seen them before. Quite curious, but yeah, white dials in there. So it's showing 134,000 miles. It's a big lazy V8 in these, so they tend to go on forever, these. But this one's in pretty decent condition. On an R plate, so a 1997. A twin exhaust down there. Yeah, same on that side. Very little rust on this one. A few little dents and stuff, and the paint could do have been freshened up. In fact, actually, scrubbed that. Doors didn't look too good here. A few blisters that were just hidden from that angle. A wee bit corrosion there on that arch. It does look pretty low, this one, so I think this has probably been lowered at some point in its life. So let's have a wee nosy under the bonnet quickly if it's unlocked. Yeah, there we go, let's have a wee look. There you go, beast. 4.3 V8 in that one. Looks a bit of a challenge to work on mine, but I bet it sounds nice. There's your front view of it as well. Right, here we have what looks like a barn find Mark III XR2i. I'd say 22,000 miles on the clock for this one. But yeah, it does look like it's just been pulled straight out of a barn. Holes in the rear quarters there. And this would make a really nice project, wouldn't it? Retro ratchet project maybe? I wonder what this will go for. They said door lock's been got out with a screwdriver on that one. Let me know in the comments, guys, what ones you would have put a bid on. And for me, 100% it would have been that Mazda xedos 9. £1,400, you could have used that as a daily, as a bit of a classic project, because I don't really think I have enough. It would have maybe been lost in 1,800 again. Pretty cheap if that's what it actually sold for. And that ep3 Type R, that was pretty decent money, even if it did need a wee bit of welding. It was very original, so that would have been the track car once the Astra goes. So hope you all enjoyed this one, and catch up with you all for the next one.